Okay, so hello everyone. So from today, first of all, a very warm welcome to all of you. Okay, in the world of CMA. Now, from today, we are going to start with our direct taxation. Okay, today we are going to start with our part of subject direct taxation. Okay, sometimes we call it as DT. Okay, it has a simple meaning of direct tax. Similarly, in the group 2, you will see that you have a IDT. Okay, and these both are the part of taxes. Okay, when we talk about DT or direct tax, we generally or mainly we mean to say income tax. Okay, previously there used to be one more kind of direct tax, which is wealth tax. Okay, which was wealth tax, but nowadays it's not abolished, but yes, it is not being levied on anyone. Okay, so similarly, DT means income tax right now. Now, whenever we talk about income tax, now, the very first thing which we should know that when this came in, okay, so this is Income Tax Act and it was implemented in the year 1961. Okay, and if you talk about IDT, that is GST, it has just came in the year 2017. Correct. But previously also there used to be some form of indirect taxes, but in 2017 they all were subsumed into one tax, that was GST. But Income Tax Act is as it is. Okay, yes, there have been time to time amendment in them. Okay, rules have changed, but Act has never ever changed. Okay, it has remained constant. Okay, whenever we talk about tax, okay, what do you guys understand by the word tax? Any layman language, what do you guys get from the word tax? आप लोगों को क्या लगता है टैक्स क्या होता है?
It's a kind of liability.
Kind of liability. Okay, so tax is nothing but it is a compulsory payment, okay, to the government. Okay, and whenever we talk about tax now, whenever we talk about specifically tax, then there are two branches or two kind of it. Okay, one is direct tax and one is indirect tax. Then, sir, how to identify that now I am liable to pay direct tax or now I have to pay indirect tax? Okay. Now, whenever I talk about direct tax, now it only has income tax under it. Income tax under it. And by the word income and tax, what does it mean? It means a tax which will be levied, okay, or a liability of a tax which will arise on income. Income means revenue, whatever will earn. Correct. So it is nothing. It is this direct tax or income tax is nothing. It is just the tax on the income that we are earning. Okay. Or whenever you guys will earn, or if you guys are earning, okay, then you are definitely paying some tax on it. Okay. Yes, there are some limit for which up until and unless that amount of income there is no tax. Okay. If you go on and above that, then you have to pay tax on it. Okay, but whenever we talk about indirect tax, now it is a kind of tax which everyone do pays, irrespective of our income. Okay, whenever we talk about indirect tax, now it we specifically mean to say GST or customs. Okay, but it is never ever depending. It will never ever depend on your income. Okay, if you buy a biscuit of 5 rupees, na, and that 5 rupees also you have some tax element on it. Okay, if you buy nowadays, every one of you must be buying something then or there from the Amazon or Flipkart. Okay, and if you carefully watch the invoice, okay, which they have sent it to you, you'll see that there will be CGST or SGST or IGST. There will be some GST on it. Okay. So what I mean to convey, what I mean to say over here is that this GST is irrespective of the amount of income that you earn, okay, or whatever the level of income you have. But this income tax clearly and specifically depends upon the income you earn. Okay. Now, when I mean to say that income is earned, don't you think that this direct tax levy is directly upon you, or directly you have to bear it from your own pocket? Please be on mute. Please be on mute. Okay. It is directly on your income. Okay. It is directly on your income. Okay. That means if I am earning something, if I am liable to pay income tax, then what I have to do, I have to take out the money from my pocket and I have to pay it to the government. Correct. It has a direct burden on me. But whenever I talk about GST, then what do you think? Am I the now suppose for an example, I'm buying an article for reselling of it. Okay. Now suppose for an example, I bought a product from Ruchi. Okay, she is the manufacturer of some product. Okay, and I'm buying it. Okay, and in the state of Kolkata, and now I'll sell it to some consumers. Say for example, Sanjana, Monisha, Lakshman, Murli. Okay, you all are my consumers. Correct. So what actually I'm doing over here? Whenever Ruchi is selling the product, what she is doing, she is charging for the product, and she is also charging for the taxes from me. So what Ruchi is doing? Ruchi is transferring her tax burden on me. Okay, and me on my further sale to Lakshman, Monisha, Murli, and Sanjana, what I'm doing, I'm again charging taxes from them. Correct. So so is it directly coming on Ruchi's pocket or my pocket? No. Okay, definitely tax amount is reaching to the government. Okay, some procedure has been made, some hierarchy is there. Okay, how the tax will flow from person to person, but it do not have any direct impact on the person producing or selling the article. Okay, so definitely the burden will be on the final consumer. Okay, the burden will be on the final consumer, but yes, it is an indirect, that's why we call it an indirect taxation. Okay, we call it indirect tax because here the burden is not directly on me. Okay, I means I'll not be very surprised if you would say that अरे सर हमको तो पता ही नहीं था कि 5 रुपए के बिस्कुट पे भी used to pay tax. Okay, so it is there, you don't even know that. Okay, and this is the specialty of GST, that you pay also and you don't know also. But income tax, why you don't know about GST? Because no one charges you GST separately. No one comes and says that this is your GST, pay me the GST. Pay 3 rupees for the biscuit and 2 rupees for the GST. No one asks you like this. Correct. But income tax, now what happens? Government to come to us. Okay, site is there, www.efiling.in. Okay, efiling.gov.in. Okay, there. Okay, we'll talk about that site at a later time. But here what happens, government directly come to our doorstep and they ask that, yes, Shivam, you have earned this amount of money and you have to pay now. Okay. So this is a very layman discussion of what is direct tax and what is indirect tax. Okay. Now see, one word which I use, that direct tax is the income. That means the amount of more and more income you earn, the more and more tax you pay. But in case of GST, okay, if a billionaire is buying 5 rupees biscuit, he is also paying the same tax. And if a rickshaw wala is buying the same amount, 5 rupees biscuit, he is also paying the same amount of tax. So here, there's no differentiation in the level of income. Okay, and that's why indirect tax, we call it as a progressive. Direct tax is progressive in nature. Progressive means the more and more you earn, the more and more income tax you pay. But whenever we talk about GST, it is a kind of regressive. Okay, regressive has a different meaning, that the less and less you earn, the less and less you pay. But it's not like that. It's commonly used that indirect tax is regressive in nature. Okay, that it is whatever income you earn. Okay, it's always here you have to pay this tax. Okay, so let's quickly see the differentiation which is given in the book, and then we'll move ahead. Yes, is it visible to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Now, direct tax and indirect tax. See what they're saying in the direct tax: incidence and impact fall on the same person. Correct? That's what we discussed right now. If I, me, Shivam, or Lakshman, or Monisha, or Murli, or Ruchi, or Sanjana, if you are earning the income, no one else is going to pay the tax for you. Okay, that means the incidence, that means the income, and the impact, that is the tax. Correct? With the incidence, which I mean to say is that, sorry, with the incidence, what I mean to say, income, and the impact, which I mean to say, tax. Because if you earn the income, you are going to pay the tax. So the incidence and impact fall on the same person. Okay. But similarly, if you talk about indirect tax, here on two different persons. Correct. Like in my example, what happened? Okay, I bought it from Ruchi. Ruchi sold it to me. I sold it to different persons. Okay, I sold it to Murli. I sold it to Sanjana. I sold it to Monisha. I sold it to Lakshman. So what actually is happening? The burden of GST from Ruchi passed on me, and from me it passed on my different consumers. See here, incidence and impact is not on the same person. Correct. The incidence at a very early stage, it fall on Ruchi. After that, it get transferred to me. But as soon as I sold it to the final consumer, that is you all guys. Okay, so the impact is on you. Correct. So here it is on two different persons. It's not on the same person. But in case of direct tax, it's the one who is earning the income is going to pay the tax. Okay. If you guys have any doubt at any point, okay, do put up your voice on. Okay, I'll stop for a bit and we'll clear that doubt first, and then we'll move on. Okay, don't keep the doubts at the back of your head. Okay, because if you forget, you lose. Okay. Now, in direct tax, assessee himself bears such tax, thus it pinches the taxpayers. Why he is bearing the such taxes, and why does it pinch? This is the same thing that we discussed, that you don't even know about the GST, but you know about the direct tax. Why? Because it is the direct thing which you are paying to the government from your own pocket. You are filing your ITI, you are giving the statement of income, and thus by that some tax is being calculated, and you yourself have to pay it from your own pocket. So it pinches you more. Okay, it chupta hai. Because pocket is no one loves to give money, correct? No one loves to have some expense. Correct. Everyone loves to earn more and more they can, but they want to spend less and less they can. And taxes and this income tax is a kind of thing which you do not even spend. You earn and you pay. So it pinches you more and more. Okay, but in case of indirect tax, tax is recovered from the assessee who passes such burden to another person. Thus, it does not pinches the tax. Similar, correct, na? Ruchi has that in the has that burden of paying the tax. Ruchi said, Shivam, sir, you are purchasing, आप tax पे कीजिए. मैं बोला अच्छा ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. I paid it. Okay, now from me, whoever are purchasing it for, okay, I'm saying you pay the tax. They're saying okay. Okay, so what actually happens na, the final consumer don't even know that the amount of the, suppose for example, we know na the biscuit is available in the market for 5 rupees. But I think very less among them will know that this amount, that there is a tax amount in it. So it do not pinches you. You don't even know you pay tax. Okay, at what places, at by what way you pay GST, you don't even know. Okay, direct tax is levied on income, correct? That the amount we earn, tax is levied on the same. But indirect tax levied on goods and service, it leads to inflation and have wider base. Okay, it is levied on goods and service. Okay, that's why it leads to inflation. What actually is inflation is? Inflation is nothing. It's about a situation where where our market prices starts on increasing. Okay, means the cost of the product starts increasing. Correct? Because why? Because the more and more amount of tax you will pay. Okay, the more amount, the more purchase power. Okay, what I mean to say that, suppose for example, if an article is of rupees 10, and suppose there is 1 rupees GST on it. So it is 11 rupees. So what is the MRP of the, so what are the price you are paying for the purchase of the product? 11 rupees. Now suppose for an example that tax increased from rupees 1 to rupees 3. So at the same product which is available to you for 11 rupees, now it is available for at what amount? It is available at rupees 13 to you, correct? So here inflation happened, means the prices of the product increase. Okay. Its example, duties example is income tax, but indirect tax, GST, custom duty, etc. Okay. Why etc.? Because still we discussed in the last IDT session as well. Who are there, they will know that still there is the excise is there. Okay, CST is there, VAT is there on very few products, but yes, it is there. That's why ETC is there, etc. Now, see, direct tax is progressive in nature. The higher taxes are levied on person earning higher income and vice versa. Means the more and more you earn, the more and more you pay. And the lesser you earn, the lesser you pay. But indirect tax, it is regressive in nature. That is same tax in all income groups. Correct. For the example, if Ambani is buying a biscuit for 5 rupees, he is also paying the same tax. And if a rickshawala is also buying the biscuit, he is also going to pay the same amount of tax. Correct? Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay. So let's keep our discussion. Let's move our discussion further ahead. Okay. So whatever we are reading is Income Tax Act, and it came in the year 1961. Okay. Now this income tax, okay, GST part is ended. Now I don't think never ever we'll discuss about GST. Now, whenever we define the tax, we say that it is a compulsory payment to the government. Okay. Why is it needed so? What was the need for the government to introduce this tax system? Okay. Or why actually this tax is needed to be paid? क्या जरूरत है? नहीं पे करते तब भी चलता ना. ऐसा तो है नहीं कि बहुत जरूरी है. Okay, so these questions are being asked by those who don't know. Okay, you know actually what government does with this money? Whatever the infrastructure which we are using right now, okay, these all are, okay, these all are these all are developed by the government, correct? The roads, okay, government hospitals, government schools, okay, tap water facility, okay, there's employment opportunities, okay, this all are done by the government, na? The roads and all, no company does it. Okay, it is being done by the government. How do you think government is going to do that? Is government doing some job? Yes, government is doing some job. So in that, it needs some payment from us, and this taxes is the revenue for the government. Okay, the tax whatever we are paying na, is a revenue to the government. Okay, and the government utilizes this revenue in all these fields. Okay, roads, traffic signals, okay, tap water facilities, government hospitals, government schools, this whatever is available now, these all are being made, or these all are being done by the government with the help of the revenue. That with the help of the revenue, that means the taxes that we pay. This taxes helps the government to run the country. Okay, so similarly, if you see this example, so here we are the citizens. Okay, here we are the citizens. Okay, we pay the taxes to the government. Okay, and on behalf of these taxes, government do provides us some benefits. What are those benefits? Government collects taxes to run the country, uses fund for healthcare, education, employment, infrastructure, and social security, etc. Okay. Is there any delay you are facing with the screen and my voice?
No.
Okay, that's good. Okay, whenever we talk about types of taxes, we have discussed a lot of time that there are direct tax and indirect tax. Okay. Now see, this image will clearly will clear the doubts. What direct tax? Okay, here is the government, and here is the common man. He is directly paying it to the government. correct, impact and incidence is on the same person. Burden is borne by this common man, so it pinches him. Okay, it is progressive in nature. The more and more he will earn, the more and more he will pay to the government. Okay, but if you talk about indirect tax, then what actually it is? Okay, so this is the common man who is going to buy a product of say rupees 10. Okay, and in this 10, 8 is the product value and 2 is the taxes. So this two rupees is being collected by the shopkeeper, this 2 rupees, and this 2 rupees is being deposited by the government by the shopkeeper. We never ever deposit the goods and service tax until unless we are retailer, wholesaler, or the manufacturer. Okay, common man never ever deposits the tax to the government. These all are like, for in our example, what Ruchi is doing. Ruchi was collecting tax from me, so I won't pay that tax. Ruchi will pay that tax to the government by her own name. Okay, and when I was collecting tax from you all, I will deposit it to the government. It's not on your part to deposit that tax. Okay, and that is why it is always charged with the product, correct? Otherwise, it could have been like income tax. You buy rupees 10 product, you come to your home, then you open the government website and say, government, today I purchased 10 rupees less, so here are my 2 rupees taxes. Okay, that would have been a very hectic or very illogical thing to be done, correct? So whatever sale I will do during the whole month, during the whole year, I'll collect the taxes, and then at a fixed period of time, I'll deposit the tax to the government. Okay. Okay. We have done this direct tax and indirect tax. Now we'll come to some constitutional validity of taxes. Okay. I know you all, I hope you all know about Constitution of India. Correct. That this is one of the most governing principles. Okay. Or everything that we say today, right to speak. Okay. Or whatever the rights we talk about, or whatever the laws we talk about, each and everything has to be hindered or has to be given power by this constitution. Okay. It consists of preamble, 22 parts containing 444 articles and 12 schedules. Okay, currently 25 parts, 448 articles and 12 schedules. Okay, so some more parts have been added, some more articles have been added. Okay, what are these? These are nothing. Okay, these parts, articles and schedules, just replace it with the example of a library. Correct. We know in library different kinds of books are available. Correct. Now suppose for an example, if you are looking for say for example, if you are looking for commerce book. Correct. So we know there are parts of commerce, arts, science, and many other parts. Correct. So these all are parts. Now in commerce also, you know that there is economics, there is accounts. Okay. There can be accounts of different, like class 12 account, there can be graduation level account, there can be higher level of accounts. In commerce, there comes tax, there can be direct tax, there can be indirect tax, and further the direct tax can be for the schools. Okay, schools level, that can be graduation level, that can be CS, CMA, CS level. Now if you divide those levels, so that is schedules. Okay, just replace it with an example of a library and you will be clear. These parts are nothing, are like commerce, science, arts, and many other things. And among that, there are different subjects. Like, for example, in commerce only, we have accounts, we have taxation. Okay, we have economics. Now, divide those into this part. Tax have two parts. Correct. It is direct tax or indirect tax. That can also be of different several levels. Okay, accounts can be also be of separate levels. Okay, literature can also be of separate levels. So these all are okay. This is not actually you needed, but yes, you need to have that little bit of idea how actually it is divided, how actually it works. Okay, not you, everyone. Okay, everyone should at least once in their life should go through the constitution. Okay, that what actually our constitution says. Okay, or from where our root belongs to. Okay, because whatever we do today in the country now, whatever is being done or whatever is being introduced, everything is being done with the help of this constitution. Okay, a power has to be given by constitution, then only you can go by this. And similarly, if you talk about the taxes, see, taxes is what? Compulsory payment. Now, have you heard about Mumbai Vice and all, Dons and all? They collect hafta, correct? You all must have known about that. Haftas and all. Chal hafta nikal and all. So that is also payment of tax, payment of money. Is that tax? Do you call will you call that tax as well? Because that is also a compulsory payment which you have to make weekly, monthly, whatever it is. No, you cannot call it tax. Why? Because there is an article 265. No tax shall be levied or collected except by the authority of law. That means that is an illegal. Okay, you cannot call it as a tax. We can call tax only those articles, or we can call tax only those things which are authorized by law. If law says that yes, you can collect this tax, then yes, you can. Then you can ask me a question, sir. This income tax is being collected by the government. Have articles given them the power? Have articles ever said the government you collect the tax, or government, because it is government so it is doing so? Do you think? Then you are on the correct path of thought. Now there is a article 246, and in that there is a schedule 7 which talks about three lists. Okay, list 1 is a union list, list 2 is a state list, and list 3 is a concurrent list. Okay, now this list, by the name of the list, meaning can be understood. Union means what? Something which belongs to the center, Modi ji. So in union list, okay, some law is given which can only be framed by central government. Only central government can make law. State government cannot interfere in that. Similarly, in the state lists, some law matter is given which only state government can make. CG cannot interfere in that. Correct? Now, but whenever we talk about concurrent list, it is a kind of list where both can make law, particularly hand to hand, they both can make law. Now, don't you think that whenever they both will make a law, there can be some situations where they both collide with each other? State will say no, we'll do this. Central will say no, we'll do this, because everyone wants their benefit. Don't you think that can happen at any point of time? Today, just for expressing our view, we coincide with each other. Don't you think governments can also be the same? Then there is another article. Article 254, it says that if a state law for an entry in the list 3 means that concurrent list where both CG plus SG can make the law, is repugnant to a union law, then union law shall prevail. So what they're saying, simple meaning is that if they ever collide with each other, then whatever the center says will prevail over the state. Okay. Now, in union list only, I told you union list is that where CG can make law. Now, in union list, there are several entries. Okay, and in that entry, one entry is entry 82. Entry number 82, which says that central government has the power to collect taxes on income other than agriculture income, that is income tax. That means central has got the power to levy the income tax, and that is the reason why today we are studying income tax, because it has there is the authority of law to it, but not to the haftas and all. Okay, why they're saying other than agriculture income? Because in state list, that is list 2, there is entry 46 which says that taxes on agriculture income, this matter simply remains to the state government. So center can never ever collect agriculture taxes. Okay. So in union list, so article 246, there in union list, in entry number 82, central government is empowered to collect taxes on income, but not on agriculture. And similarly on state list, entry 46, they have been given the power to levy income on agriculture tax. Okay, now let's see a quick example that what actually this union list, concurrent list, and state list suggests. Let's see. Union list: central government has power to make laws. What are those? Law relating to defense, banking, currency, foreign affair, communication, and many more are there. Okay, many more are there. State list: state government has the power to make laws, police, trade, agriculture, irrigation, and many more are there. But what about the concurrent list? Both central and state government jointly make laws, education, forest, trade, marriage, adoption, succession, and many other. Okay, so all these, what I can say, mm, so you will see now that whatever you are reading or whatever taxes are there, this basically they are with either with central or with state, but there are some matters of like this one of education, forest, trade, okay, where they both need to come hand in hand to serve in a better way. Those all are given in the concurrent list. Okay, now we are talking about uh, law, correct? We are talking about act. Okay, this income tax act or whatever act you'll read in the this CMA, okay, like contract act, negotiable instrument act, okay, factories act, gratuity act, whatever you will read. Now you know how actually this act is made. How actually this act is made. So what happens now whenever someone proposes something? Suppose for example, okay, let's go into the year 1959. Okay. Now suppose imagine I am the first person, I'm saying that we should bring income tax. Okay, I'm saying it in the year 1959 because we know income tax act came in 1961. So I am the first person speaking about this income tax. Do you think everyone will accept that? Okay, let's go. Let's frame this act. Do you think is that so simple? No. What actually happens is that whenever I propose some act, I propose it in the form of bill. So what I'll say that I have an idea of income tax bill. Then, sir, what has to be done to make it income tax act? Now, you both know, you all know about the both houses of the parliament, the lower court and the higher court. Correct. We all know about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, you might have to bear a bit with my handwriting. Okay, I'll try to improve it. Okay, and we all know about President of India. We all know about President of India. Correct. Now, what actually is being done is that whenever some acts or some changes is introduced, okay, for the first time, it is always presented in the form of bill. And what actually happens? This bill is first moved on to the Lok Sabha for being passed, that everyone should accept it. Okay. Once it is accepted in the Lok Sabha, it will go to the Rajya Sabha. Okay. And they have to pass the bill. Means they're agreeing to it. They are okay with this law. Then they will pass it. After that, it will move on to the President of India. And once President of India pass it, what does this pass it call? Gives assent to, means he signs that bill. Okay. After that, at some appointed day, means at a day which is being fixed by them. Okay. At some appointed day, it will be introduced as Income Tax Act. Yes, is it clear? And you need only this much of idea that what actually happens. So whenever, so remember this, whatever act, wherever you are reading that, it has been done like this. At first, it was introduced as a bill, then it was passed by the both house of the parliament, specifically Lok Sabha first, and then Rajya Sabha, and after that it is being presented to the President of India, and once he gives assent to it, appointed date is selected, and on that day, the respective acts are rolled out. Okay, we call it rolled out. Okay. Anything to ask, or I can move on? Yes, is everybody sleeping?
No, sir.
Is it too early in the morning?
A little bit.
Now see, there is a statement which says that any tax law which is not in conformity with the Constitution is called ultra virus the Constitution, and held as illegal and void. That means अगर कुछ ऐसे taxes हैं जैसे हफ्ता and all, okay, which are being collected by persons, different peoples, okay, and it definitely it is not in conformity with the Constitution, correct? So that is illegal and void. Okay, void means it is null. Okay, it has no legal representative, and illegal means you can complain about that. Some actions can also be taken regarding that. Okay. Now see this administrative hierarchy, okay, of tax law. See what actually is happening now, or what actually we are going to, whenever you'll go to the different field, when you'll study something now. Hello, is my video lagging? I
So
think.
it is paused.
Okay.
Mars app.
Now is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. If you sing something which is very rare, inform me first. Okay. Okay. Now see what actually happens now. Our ministry, that is central government or everything. Okay, it is divided into different parts. Correct. Now let's assume something. Like in CMA Inter, you have 8 subjects. Correct. Now, do you think that these 8 subjects can be handled by Jairam sir alone? No, it cannot be. Correct. It's a tougher thing to be done. It's not impossible, but yes, it's very tough. Correct. So what we are doing right now? So me and Jairam sir are there. Okay. So what we are doing, we are dividing some subjects between us so that it becomes easy for him as well, easy for me as well. Correct. So we are taking particular subjects, like Jairam sir is taking your cost is with him. Okay, law is with him, OMSM is with him, CMA part is with him. Okay, after that, whatever is there is with me. So we have divided few things. Now see, taking the classes is not only about coming, sitting, and delivering with the lectures. Correct. At the back of it, we have to prepare notes. Okay, we have to prepare for everything else, tests, MCQs, and all. Do you think that after taking so many subjects, we do have that time? No, we cannot. So what we have some back office workers as well. Okay, we have some friends with us. Who helps us. Okay, especially for me. Okay, I have 2-3 friends who helps me. Like one helps me in the preparation of these notes. Okay, there are one more who will help me with tests and all. Okay, whatever the tests I'm checking with the checking part and all. Correct. So what actually, see, I'm not I'm not talking about what work we are doing, but I'm talking about, see, what actually we have done. We have separated the work. Correct. Similarly, okay, the administration is also separated into different departments. Correct. Like there, have you heard about Ministry of Defense? Have you heard about Ministry of Finance? Okay. Similarly, there are 7 to 8 ministries. Okay, but what we are more concerned with Ministry of Finance. Okay, because we are dealing with the finance part. The direct tax, indirect tax, FM, these all are not FM, direct tax, indirect tax, this all belongs to the Ministry of Finance. Why? Because it is a financial thing, correct? Finance means money. Here money is involved. So our direct tax and indirect tax fall under the department, fall under uh, the hierarchy of Ministry of Finance. Now, under Ministry of Finance also, there are different departments. Like there is Department of Expenditure, Department of Revenue, Department of Financial Services, Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, Economic Affairs. Okay. Now, what do you think we are on to? What thing we are studying? Are we studying something related to expenditure or revenue or financial service or this Department of Investment and Public Asset Management or Economic Affairs? Then you can simply say, no, sir, we are reading something relating to revenue. Correct. Because this is the way how government is going to earn. Correct. So under Ministry of Finance, there is Department of Revenue. This is what is we are more concerned with right now. Now, under this Department of Revenue, there are 2 boards. Why 2 boards? One will be for direct tax and one will be for indirect tax. Correct. Now, for direct tax, the board which is there, we call it as CBDT. Remember the names. C is for central, B is for board of, D is for direct, T is for tax. So Central Board of Direct Tax is CBDT. It deals with the income tax. Okay. And similarly, for IDT, we have Central Board of Indirect Tax and Custom, which is CBIC. Previously, it used to be CBEC because there was excise and custom. But now there is GST, so they have simplified it. Okay. So previously, it used to be CBEC, Central Board of Excise and Custom. Okay, but now it is CBIC, that is Central Board of Indirect Tax and Custom. Okay, now I'm not sure whether I have used these words or not. Department will come to me, department will come to me. I think I've used it a bit more times, correct? Today only. So what actually I mean to say by the department? Now, whenever I'll be talking about direct tax, but department, I mean to say CBDT. Okay, now under this CBDT also, there is a hierarchy. Okay, there is a long hierarchy. Okay, but what actually in this hierarchy we need is this one layer which is known as assessing officer. Okay, he is the one who will be directly representing the departments, the government to us. Means he is the one in case of default, in case of any penalty or whatever, we'll say AO will come, AO will catch us, AO will do that, AO will do that. Okay, we need to give explanatory statement to the AO. AO means what? Assessing officer, the one who is going to assess our income, one who is going to check whether I have done correct or not. Okay, so under the Ministry of Finance, we have Department of Revenue. Under the Department of Revenue, we have CBDT and CBIC. Okay. In direct tax, in income tax, we are more concerned, or we are only concerned with CBDT part. And under that CBDT, we have one assessing officer. Okay. There are 7 more heads above this. Okay, means 6 more heads. This is the 7th head under Central Board of Direct Tax. Okay, and he is the one who will come in front with us, assessing officer. Okay, he will come, he will assess the income. Okay, he will judge everything and will be reporting to the assessing officer, and then he will be reporting it to the higher officer, then to the higher, then to the higher. Okay, district magistrate is there, and everything is there. Okay, so just a little bit of idea has to be there. Okay, I don't expect anything from here, but yes, CBDT and CBIC full form has to be remembered. Okay, and AO is for assessing officer, the one who will be in touch with us. Okay, so he will be assessing officer. Okay. Okay. Now we'll discuss something. Previous year, and one is
Assessment year.
assessment year. Okay, those who know it well and good for me and for them, but those who are listening it for the first time, no worries. Now, there is a concept of previous year and there is a concept of assessment year that will be applied in the whole of your income tax syllabus. Okay, what actually it is? Now, see, if I start with a layman language, okay, if I'll start with a layman language, what I'll say that, suppose for an example, okay, Sanjana is working, so she has some salary income. Okay, so let's take the example on her. Now, suppose for an example, Sanjana is doing a job, okay, and her monthly salary is, okay, I don't know, but just for an example, suppose for an example, her monthly salary is 1 lakh rupees. Okay, she gets the salary. So what is it? What is it? It is a salary. Is it an income for her? Is it an income for her? Yes, it is
Yes, sir.
it is an income for her. Correct. And right now, whatever we have discussed till now, with that logic, can anyone say that this is an income, so it has to be taxed? Correct, because that is what income tax is all about. So this is her first month salary. Correct. Similarly, there will be 12 month salary. So what it will be? It will be around 12 lakhs. If I ignore all other things, just the salary. So it will be 12 lakh. So this 12 lakh is the salary and this is our income. Correct. Is it necessary the whole year her salary will be 1 lakh rupees, or it can increase or decrease a bit anywhere? Definitely it can change at any point of time. Correct. Now suppose for an example, we are standing in the year April 2021. Okay, first day of the April, Sanjana got her salary of 1 lakh rupees. Correct. What will be 12 months from here? It will be March 22. Correct or not?
Yes.
Okay. So can Sanjana in the month of April predict what she is going to earn the total income in the March 22? What do you think? Express your opinion. Is it possible? Is it not? If yes, then why? If no, I can understand. Can she predict that how much income she is going to earn in this 1 year? Someone will say yes, sir, salary to fixed होती है ना sir, salary कहाँ बदलती है? Correct. But
Yes, sir.
there can be situations now where it might be
We
possible
got
that
promotion.
in month of April she got some increment for that month, so she got 1 lakh rupees. Maybe after 2 months again she will get that increment. So it's not possible to completely depict what will be her total income in the year end. Correct. And same goes with the income tax department, because the department also thinks the same. This is that when they are earning in the current year, it's not possible, okay, it's not possible all the time, better to use the word all the time, to predict what will be the total income that they will earn. Correct. That won't be possible every time. So what government has done now, government has introduced a concept of previous year and assessment year to make things easy for the calculation purpose. Correct. So what government says that, always remember, okay, here, okay, Jan to December will not be followed. This Jan to December is commonly we call it as a calendar year. This will not be followed. Here, April to March will be followed. That is, we call it as a financial year. Okay, here calendar year won't be followed. Here financial year will be followed, which is from 1st of April to 31st of March of the next year. Okay, so what it will be now? Suppose okay, now if I take this date only, April 21st to March 22, what will be the year? It will be 1st of April 2021 to 31st of 3 2022. Correct? If you have a doubt, do calculate. It will be 1 year. Correct? So I'm talking about this period. I'm specifically talking about this period of time. Correct. So what government is saying? Government is saying, Sanjana, you do one thing. You earn in this period. Okay. In this period, now you earn. You focus on earning. Do not focus on paying the tax. So Sanjana said, okay, but what you will do? Okay. Okay, government, I'll earn the whole year. You won't take tax for me? Government is saying, no. Don't worry, we are not that good. Government is saying that once this year ends, means this is ending on 31st of March. Okay, there is some fixed date, but right now we won't talk about the date. We'll say that after this, a new year will start. Correct. And where it will start? It will start from 1st of April 2022, because 22, 31st is ending over there. From here, and what will be the next year? It will go to 31st 3 2023. Correct. Garund is saying that in this year now you only earn, and on this earn or not earn, I'll say that in this year you have the income, because once this 12 months are passed, you will completely know that whatever income you have earned in the year, and in the next year we'll calculate the tax on it. On this income, next year the tax will be calculated. So now is this word previous year a bit clear to you, that what actually is the previous year? Previous year is that year in which we will earn the income, so that from in the next year, okay, when we'll be standing in the phase of this year, we will know that how much income total we have earned in this year, because that days have passed. Whether it is 12 lakh or whether it is 15 lakh, or whether some more sources of income are there for Sanjana that has increased her total income or not. Correct. So don't you think that in the next year we can see the better picture what has happened in the previous year? पहले साल में क्या हुआ, ये मैं बाद वाले साल में खड़ा होकर ज्यादा अच्छे से जान पाऊंगा ना, बजाय मैं उसी साल बता दूं मैं क्या कमाने वाला हूं। ये आपको नहीं लगता ये बेटर है कि मैं अगले साल बताऊं मैंने पिछले साल कितना कमाया? ये लॉजिकल भी है और ये होता भी है। करेक्ट। So this is the word, this is the year when she is earning the income. She is earning the income. Okay. And this is what we call it as previous year. And in this year, she will be paying tax on the income earned in the previous year, and this is known as assessment year. Assessment is means what? To value something. Correct. To evaluate something, that is assessment. And what we are evaluating? We are evaluating the tax on the total income that she has earned in the previous year. Correct. So can someone figure me out that which year is going on right now? If I talk about from the point of view of April to March? Where we are standing right now? We are standing in the month of January 2022, correct? So what will be before of it and what will be after of it? If I talk about
We
March
are
and
in
April.
January 2023.
23, sorry. I'm still in 2022. Time lag is there for me. So what should have been the April? It should have been 1st of April 2022.
23.
22 Jan है ना?
हाँ, ये previous year हो जाए.
Correct. And what will be the ending for it? It will be 31st
23.
23. Correct. So we are standing in an. So what can I call it? Can I call this 22 and 23 together?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Now help me out if you are clear with the above point. This is the assessment year or this is a previous year? Or it is both?
So both.
Both. Okay.
So right now it's a assessment year.
It will not be previous year.
Right now it's a assessment year, na? After 31st March
नहीं
2033 it will be a
वो नहीं
previous
सोचना
year.
है, वो नहीं सोचना है. ये साल क्या है? असेसमेंट ईयर है, प्रीवियस ईयर है, हो सकता है, नहीं हो सकता, उसकी भी बात कर रहा हूँ. Like
हाँ, ये
Sanjana
दोनों.
was correct. Okay. So Sanjana, can you explain me why you said it is both?
Sir, it is a previous year for the year 23 to 24, and it is an assessment year for year 21 to 22.
Assessment year for year 21 and 22, and it will the previous year for 23 and 24. Correct?
Yes.
Very correct. Do everyone got it? What she shared just now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please do confirm me, because if you don't get this, okay, it might get a bit cozy. Okay. The trendy word right now. So now, one thing that has to be clear, what we are studying right now, we are studying for which assessment year? Can anyone help me out? Your exam is in the month of what? June?
June.
June 23, correct? So before that, what will fall? 1st of April 2023, and end of it will be 31st 3 2024, correct? So can I say it is 23 24?
Yes.
So what do you think? You are studying for the assessment year or you are studying for the previous year?
Previous year.
You are studying for the previous year. So what will be its previous year?
22, 23.
22,
मतलब
23. Correct. And this is what will be there in your exam. This is what is important for you. You are studying for the assessment year 23 and 24. You are studying for the assessment year 23 and 24. And your calculations will be based on the previous year 22 and 23. Okay. I think my video is lagging in between, correct?
only little bit.
Okay, so better we close it for the time being. Okay, so we are standing in the assessment year 23 and 24, and we'll be calculating income for the previous year 22 and 23. What do I mean to say with the year 22 and 23? That means if Sanjana will be earning from the year 1st April 2022 till 31st of 3 2023, correct? This will be the year in which Sanjana will earn the income, correct? And this 1st of April 2023 to 31st of 3 2024 will be that year in which her tax on this said income will be calculated. Correct? Okay. Now, one more thing. Okay, we'll discuss everything with the logics. Okay, we will not go into the book, whatever book is saying, or how the things will work with the book. Okay, we'll try to go with the maximum logics that I can provide it to you. Okay. Now, do you know budget? Have
Yes.
anyone ever heard about the word budget?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It comes out every year, near about in the month of February, or near about February end, or March 10. Correct. So now see, we discussed right now that we are studying for the assessment year 23 and 24. Correct. What this assessment year is for? This assessment year is for calculation of tax on, I'm writing TI means total income. Okay, calculation of tax on total income earned in the year. In the year, what will be that year? 22 and 23.
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
Okay. Now, when we are saying that our previous year is 22 and 23, okay, when I'm saying that our year is 22 and 23, don't you think that if we are earning income over here, if you are earning income over here, okay, then law relating to this year should be followed. Do you agree with this term, or you have not yet got this term? Do you got the word what I mean to say over here? Like if I'm saying every time that we'll be calculating tax on the income of 22 and 23, don't you think that the law which were made for the year 22 and 23 should be applied for calculation of the tax? That is why budget is introduced every year, na? And in the budget there is a part of finance, and in finance all the changes and whatever amendments has to be there is introduced. Correct. So you got this line, na? What I wrote here, law relating to this year should be followed. Correct. So if I say that law, then what do you think this law should have been passed? Now I am saying that every year budget is for changes. Okay, or the better word will be amendments. Amendment means time to time changes that are required for the law, because this law is being circulating from the year 1961. Correct. 1961. So yes, world have changed a lot from that time. So with time to time we also need to change a bit. Correct. So for every year budget is for the change. Correct. So similarly, in the year, okay, February to March 22. Okay, let's not write like this. March 22, there was a budget. Okay, and this budget will be applicable in the previous year 23 and 24. Why? Why so? Because by that logic, similarly, a budget was also introduced in the month of February, March 2021. Correct? A budget was also introduced over here. And it will be applicable for the assessment previous year. What will be the previous year for it? 22 and 23. Correct. So if I'm saying that budget which was there in the year 2022 is applicable in the previous year 23 and 24, do you think that this budget is applicable to us? Let's discuss it with logic. Now I'm not yet going into what should be applied, what should not be.
सर आप
बोलिए
आपने जो ये लिखा है फरवरी मार्च बजट 2022 एंड प्रीवियस ईयर 2023-24 ये कुछ समझ नहीं आया।
समझ नहीं आया ना? यही तो मैं जानना चाह रहा था तब से।
मुझे लगा गलत लिखा है आपने।
यही तो मैं जानना चाह रहा था। Now if I write this, now can anyone explain me what I am writing?
Yeah.
क्या आ रहा है बताइए। यही तो मैं जानना चाह रहा था कि गलत है सर।
Means that when the budget was presented in years February March 2022, it will be मतलब
The
applicable
laws or
for
the
year.
changes whatever is there in that act in that year will be applicable with the assessment at 23 and 24.
Yes, sir.
Correct. And remember one thing, whenever this budget is passed now, it becomes Finance Act for the year 2022. So do you get this term, that what I mean to say, that Finance Act 2022 is applicable for us?
For us in year 2023 to 24.
Finance will approve after we follow finance bill. Correct. Correct. So is this clear that how actually it works? Okay, so those who just gave the exam, okay, those who have given the exam in the for December exam in Jan, okay, for them Finance Act 2021 is applicable. Finance Act 2021 was applicable, but for you guys there is a Finance Act 2022. Okay, 98% portion is same, only there are very minute changes in the direct tax, okay, which we will discuss with relation to what was there in the previous, what is there right now. With time to time, as time will come, we'll keep on discussing these things. Okay, so is this much clear to you, that what I mean to say is that for us, for our financial year, that is 23 and 24, okay, with logic we discuss that what will be our assessment year. If you forget, take the example, take the name of Sanjana, you will definitely get that. Okay, so for us Finance Act 2022 is applicable. Okay, either I could have just said you that this is applicable, that could have done, but yes, you should know that. Now if your exam, now suppose for an example, if your exam is on December 2023, do you think the same law will be applicable? The same Finance Act will be applicable to you or not?
Yeah.
Correct. But if your exam will be in June 24, do you think this Finance Act will be applicable? Or a new budget will come this year that will be applicable in the next year?
Yes.
Correct.
It means Finance
Correct.
Act 2023.
And don't worry, this year whenever the budget comes now, we'll discuss that budget, so that you get a brief idea. Okay, what I told you very earlier, okay, at the very first, that we are not here to study and pass. Okay, we are here to study and gain knowledge, to explore things. Correct. Finance Act 2022, that we will be reading, so no need to discuss that in a very separate way. But yes, that new budget which will come, which will get passed, and it will be the Finance Act. Once we are completed with a bit more part of our syllabus, so that you can understand that budget in a better way. Okay, we'll discuss that budget as well. We'll keep a separate session that would neither go in record, or that would neither be part of our curriculum. But yes, we'll pick up a day okay, where you all are available, and we'll discuss the finance act so that you can get actually what actually is the DT. Okay, so that for an example, if after this inter and final you clear it and you become a CMA and you start your practice or your field of work is here, so you yourself can crack the finance. That's what actually they're trying to say. What are their motive behind this? Okay, if they're saying this, then what has to be applied? Okay, so I'll try my best to impart the most practical knowledge that I can provide it to you. Okay, uh, I'll try to provide you more than what I know. Okay, and with as time will go on, we'll try to make it as interactive as possible. Okay, less boring. Okay, but yes, one more thing. This is the morning time, so your mind is as topmost freshness, so you understand better. Okay, so today we'll keep it up to here. Next day we'll start this discussion again. We'll revise these things and we'll start over again. Today is Thursday, I think, correct? What it is. Today is Thursday, so Friday, Saturday morning as well. We have this session. Tomorrow we have FA session. So those who are there for the FA, they'll be joining, and we'll continue over there. Any doubts right now, or otherwise we may end? For those who are seeing it on record, I'm there on. If any doubt, you can ping me. Okay. So thank you, everybody. Bye bye.